Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do something cool, I think. We have Predator versus Magnus Robot Fighter from Dark Horse and Valiant, issue number 1 of 2, covered by Barry Windsor Smith. I got this from Germany because a friend of mine, Sol Ion, has sent me this. Well, not for free, of course. I paid for it, but I had trouble to get it in my country or around my country. And he says, "Hey, here in Germany, I got the English version for cheap." And so he sent me this, and he also sent me. Wait a minute, just give me a second. Oh yeah, he sent it with me, and. A card from Florida man. That's an Indiegogo campaign. And he says, when you read this, it's already too late to ask for a refund. Greetings from Germany. Enjoy your Robo Roland crossover. Cheers, Soul. And then he says, probably the smallest comic pack this month. Totally not a brick. Yeah, that was more like a dick towards me because I have those bricks of comics when I unbox comics. So thank you for that. So I really appreciate that. Anyway, so I got 1 and 2. So let's dive in and see if it's actually good. Spoiler, it is. So, oh yeah, by the way, it's made by Jim Shooter. I was surprised. John Ostrander and Lee Weeks is the artist. Now, one of the many reasons I buy older comics, and also comics that I'm a little bit less familiar with, is because you can see the artists and even writers that are now bigger or have more stuff done with bigger companies like Marvel, DC, etc. and other stuff. They had to start somewhere. And I'm not saying Lee Weeks is this is his first book, but he was way younger then. So you see how his art is still there but evolved over time. I like that a lot. So yeah, this is in the Terra mining colony in, I believe, the year 3999. And so this guy says, where is it? Where is it? And there's a robot here. And the robot says, well, I see a target next to you. And so he shoots. Well, the predator is invisible because he's asking for, hey, do you pick up the census? Your sense picking up the location of the attacker. So he shoots, but then he's getting, I don't know, chopped in two, eviscerated. And this robot says, oh no. Well, not like that. He says, human killed, could not fulfill prime directives. Have by my actions allowed to human to come to harm. Failure, failure, failure. Okay, I like that. So he does what a predator always does. And I also love this visual, that his back has been split open. And then the way he sits there and throws his arms in the air. And he says then, to Victor goes spoils, while he has the skull and spine of his prey. Looks fantastic, but then he's getting shot by the Marines because the Marines are here. And so yeah, it seems there is some kind of, well, I'm not saying some kind of an invasion, but they are hunted. But now that the Marines are here, they're gonna clear out the predators, I guess. So they're going to this spaceship, and one of them says, "I never seen an interior of a space like this, sir." Well, you should see it for yourself, Colonel. So the Colonel comes in, and we see all this. Of course, their prey, and this is not an alien. By the way, I thought, hey, they got an alien, but that's not, alien like alien predators. So this guy says, what is this, Colonel? What sort of creature were these? Hunters, boy. They were hunters. So then they are, stepping outside and going into orbit with these ships because they want to carry this spaceship away by magnetic locks. But then the ship explodes and there's only one guy left. From the ship. So yeah, you're probably gonna know what's happening later. Meanwhile, we are in on Earth and the place Northam, not Gotham, but Northam, and we see this ROB, that's basically the short of robots. They are being hunted by, I'm not entirely sure. So it seems that this is a senator and I don't know, rich families hiring, I don't know, goons or some even military to hunt robots, although it's illegal. Because this crazy mad woman says, excellent conceit, this General Hardwick. These free will robots make much better sport than any pre-programmed robot could. Certainly better than the units your family produces, Miss Trent. And so, yeah, it looks great, by the way. So he wants to shoot her, but then he is intervening and sent his robots accidentally to bump into him. And even the robot apologizes how clumsy he is. And she's escaping while he is, snort, snort. And so this is, I don't know, a guy called Schnupp. And so this guy says to him, hey, Schnupp, you stupid robot did that deliberately. Snort, snort, all's fair in love and hunting, Hardwick. So she's going to this, what is this, a tunnel? So he blows it up before she gets into. And then, what's his name? Squire Schnupp wants to claim his trophy. And then Magnus comes and interferes. Yeah, and so Schnupp says, robots, this man threatens me. Defend your master. And of course, Magnus says, not likely. Looks great, by the way. Anyway, so Schnupp was it. I've been trained since my youth to fight and destroy rogue robots, to make myself the ultimate weapon. The programming on ROBs like these won't let even harm me. Snort, they only have to keep you busy so that I can kill you. So, but then Magnus turns around and disarms him. He said, then you should have aimed at my head. My tunic disperses energy blast. And then she hears, Magnus hears the sound. And he turns around. But then before he can do that, and because he gets a warning from this robot girl, she says, hey, on the bridge there are others. And Schnupp is getting shot in the back. And well, he's getting shot too. And she says, Magnus, I'll help you this way. You are one of Tekla's free will ROBs from Synanon. Yes, I came on a mission of goodwill. This man and his friends kidnapped me, put a device to keep me from contacting other ROBs, begun this hunt. So Magnus asked this dying man, who are the ones who killed you? Gun club predators, for the thrill, for the trophy. And then he also reveals where the clubhouse is. So Magnus goes into this trophy house and he says, for this, they killed one of their own to protect this. So I thought to myself, hey, this is a helmet? What's going on? Why is this so important? I didn't know. But there's more to it later on. So with these gorgeous shot, by the way. I love this science fiction setting. Great stuff. So yeah, a lot of rich guys, senators, military guys that come together, I guess. And he apologized because he was late, and he says, sorry, Poochie and I became entangled. What's the news? Schnupp gave Magnus the location of the lodge, darling. Magnus now has the grand trophy and it can probably be traced back to the general. Magnus is in very good graces these days with the authorities since he went involuntary exile down on the Goph glaive, but still. Well, what are we going to do with it? What we do best, Senator, we hunt Magnus. We kill him, and we get back the trophy. Awesome. I like that. But then, I believe the military guys or the police or whoever is in charge here is getting a signal that is some kind of spaceship detected, and they cannot identify him. And so this guy says, dispatch an interceptor and keep me posted. Well, Magnus is going to his girlfriend called Leah. Now, Leah in the older comics, she has more blonde, long hair, maybe a little bit reddish. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they had changed her hair a little bit here and there. I don't mind. I mean, back in those days, short hair was pretty normal. It looks good too. And he brought some real flowers because, well, apparently real flowers are not real anymore in those times. So, and she says, how exotic, Magnus. And then she says that the robot, the T42, I just noticed it. It just hit me. T for two is going to cook us on a hydrogen grill. I know it's a little bit old-fashioned, but I always thought food tasted better that way, and it's more intimate, don't you think? And you still think you can reform Northam from within the system, Lydia? I'm still working at it because of this. Yeah, Lydia is the daughter of the president, and she is, she has power with it, and she wants to change things for the better. I like that. So Magnus showed her the helm, but the flying object, I love also the color difference, nice blue lighting, and then with the red when it comes to something serious and dangerous. I like that a lot. And this page here, as you can see a little bit here as well. We're going back there in a second. So the robot says the interceptors report intruder ship brought into docking bay. And so the military guy says, have them a diagnostic on their equipment. In the meantime, tell them to run a visual check on the intruder's interior. Full alert and battle armor. Report back to me with what they find. And Lydia says, you found this helmet in the hunting lodge. In a place of honor. I cannot figure out what it is. So Magnus explains that the people with influence playing games, and he thinks if he goes to the authorities, the investigation will be called off or not taken seriously because there's a lot of important people involved in these hunts. So he asked Lydia, hey, if you want to look into it, check Squire Snub's friends and associates. Find out what the helmet came from. She says, is that all you want from me, Magnus? Somebody to do your dirty work? Look at his face. And she says, you know better. He says, wait, I'm getting the strangest feeling. We're being watched. Wow, by what? It's the helmet, Magnus. It's alive. I love the wide shot here. And okay, so she is empathic and she can feel things. And she says that it's all alive, or at least sentience. And so then we go back to the military guy. And he says the interceptor ship had back towards Northam at blank speed. Does not answer any hails, does not respond to any override. What? Where is it headed? And then that's the flight path is erratic. And then something may have happened that has disabled its comm links. Scramble emergency crews and alert city security commands. Those were probably those guys that went in the air a couple of pages back, like here, right? I guess. And I believe that's what they're talking about. So Magnus and Leah having a intercourse. And Magnus says so jokingly, don't tell me, let me guess, the helmet, it sees through your blindfold. And being a little bit patronizing, are we? No, and don't tickle. So I'm just still wondering what this helmet doesn't look really fancy or spectacular or weird or something. It's just a helmet. And look at this great stuff. Meanwhile, the ship is now, not landing, exploding because it's just, falling from out of the sky. So the military or the police comes, I'm not sure what they are basically, so I'm just making stuff up because it's not really clear what they really are. I believe the authorities or cops or military, I'm not sure. Anyway, so they're going in and they see this, bodies everywhere. And then I believe the news is picking this up and it says, or somebody phoning in, they were all skinned. Some have had skulls and backbones removed. That's when they called us at city security. Instructions, General. So yeah, this scumbag says, wants to know what's going on. He says, seal the area, send all available units, humans and pole roughs to the area. And then he speaks to the other hunters. We got a diversion. Let's go get Magnus. So yeah, he's sending his police squads to the riots or to the things that went wrong, and to investigate. While he, with this goons, I want to kill Magnus and get back the trophy. Very exciting. And so Lydia says at one point, "Hey, leave the helmet here. I get my empathic powers. I want to probe it and see what I come up with." And Magnus says, "Okay, but watch yourself." And then also says, hey, you be careful, okay? But then we see the Predator. And then what was revealed, and that surprised me a little bit. So she probes and she says, you're an X-O? You're an X-O, part of an X-O? So I thought to myself, wait a minute. So do you say X-O Manowar, the other Valiant comic with the guy that... no, a little bit recap, guys. I do not have a lot of knowledge of X-O Manowar, but X-O Manowar is not a... Can you call it a superhero comic? I'm not sure. But let's say, I believe there was a guy from the Middle Ages or even further back that came in possession of an alien, well, suit, and he's fighting aliens and other bad people, calling himself X-O Manowar. Probably the Valiant X-O Manowar fans is going to correct me because like I said, I have little knowledge. So if you guys know more about me than this, please do in the link below and inform me because I'm curious as well. So then the Predator comes in and Leah screams and she says, hey, Rob, or T for 2, defend. Well, it's a goner. And then she's getting knocked back and she's screaming for Magnus. And then, you know, these bad guys, as is, are here. And it says, this is where the great Magnus now lives. Darlings, what a dump, what a chump. He fancied me once, you know, but I told him to get lost. Really, my dear Vril? The way I heard, you tried to blackmail him and he turned the tables on you. I like that. And this small little banter, it gives these characters a little bit of personality. I like that a lot. So in the meantime, they are keeping an eye out on Magnus, and when he goes to sleep, they are gonna, you know, kill him and get the helmet. Meanwhile, Leah is defending himself against the Predator, and you know, since this is 20th century technology, you know, like a barbecue thing with the gas here, and then she's turning the heat on and it's blasting up. It's cool. I'm not sure if that actually works in this capacity, but you know, if you're turning on the flame while it's burning, probably the flame go high, but certainly not like this, unless I'm wrong. And then, yeah, she has tried to escape, and Predator follows her. But then Magnus hears some ruckus outside, and he's, you know, preparing himself for what's to come. And so then these goons see Leah fleeing away with the helmet, but they also say, hey, let's stay here for a while. Let's see what happens, because there's also this creature hunting Leah. So Leah comes to Magnus, and yeah, the Predator comes in, and then yeah, Magnus rams him through the window, which looks really cool with all these shattered glass and this particular effect. Love it. The Predator defends himself, shoots him, but yeah, Magnus luckily is still alive. And then yeah, Leah is getting punched from behind. Don't interfere, councilwoman. I've killed creatures like this before. We let it kill Magnus and then use the helmet to bait a trap for the creature. But so this woman says, I want to kill something. You get the chance. After our predatory friend kills Magnus. But first, Magnus must die. I mean, what a great cliffhanger. I mean, as you know from probably the movies, if you watch Predator movies, it's very hard to get out of these things. Like, not at all, because it cuts in your flesh. And now he wants to... this is happening. So yeah, great stuff. I like it. It's very exciting to read and where this is going with all these cool layers and banter and great art. So we're going to do this next time pretty soon in issue number 2 for the conclusion, guys. Yeah, let me know what you think about it, and you know, see you next time. Have a great day.